Welcome, everybody. And yes, this is not GDR. And it's a special episode as well. So there's going to be a whole swag of differences tonight. As you've heard from the previous episode and maybe seen on the podcast server, that we have both Rhys and Esjay. Who are they? Well, we're going to find out a bit more about Esjay. We've had Rhys on before. So, and we're not going to muck around too much with our little segments because we've got a heap of questions to ask and we've got a limited time with these guys. We'd like to get as much as we can out of them. So welcome to Pete. Welcome to Jack Rabbit. Welcome to Goose, who's coming in to help out. And a huge welcome from the other side of the country, two little red dots on my heat map in Ulu, Esjay and Rhys.
Hi.
Hello.
Esjay,
Hello, and
you're the
welcome.
resident Finn. You wanna correct that pronunciation there?
Oh yeah, it's Oulu, not Ulu.
Thanks.
All right,
Ulu.
noted. I'll slap
Oh.
myself on the wrist.
Is that Oulu spelled O-U-L-O?
It's
Oh,
O-U-L-U.
yeah. Oulu.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
oh,
That's what I was
I'll get that right. I will not edit that out.
I think Eva needs pronunciation lessons.
I think
Any-
Mate Bro does too.
All right, so Pete, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. I've been quite busy. I started work back on the 4th, so not much of a holiday for me, but that's okay. I'll just have one later in the year. How about
cool.
you, Eva?
I've been really busy as well. We've had a whole heap of stuff go down at work in Brisbane, so I've been.
Did you pick it all up?
I'm trying to pick everything up at the moment, and it's very hard. JR, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, and hello to all, to everybody here tonight, and hello to all our listeners. And first of all, Happy New Year to everyone, and I'm happy to be here on this episode, first episode for 2023. We have very special guests for this episode. How about you, Goose? How are you?
I am wonderful, thank you, JR. Again, same Happy New Year to everybody. It's been a long time in between drinks. Back at work this week after having a couple of weeks off, and let's just say it's rather exhausting.
Yes.
Just in case
Exhausting.
SJ and Rhys missed that, Goose is a male escort. He delivers mail on a motorbike, so he's a postie. But we call him.
I opened my mouth for a few seconds there, but you continued speaking, and then I just sort of closed it. you know that meme of the guy who like opens his mouth and like raises his hand, and then he like puts his hand down and is calm again in the next frame. That was me just then.
Yes,
At
he
the
does
male
like the term male escort. Yes, it is a profession. And let's just say, when it comes to the game, the scooter is not my favourite vehicle.
All right, so I'd like to say thanks again for coming in. And like I said in the introduction, we've already had Rhys give us a bit of his background. So I was going to go straight to SJ and say, mate, can you give us a bit of your history with both Fingersoft and with HillClimb Racing, the games?
Yeah, so I started working with Fingersoft 2013, so this will be my 10th year with the company. Before that, I
interrupt. SJ is one of the oldest staff members, like an actual OG. Just so everyone is clear.
As opposed to the
He's-
oldest person there.
No. I mean, like one of the first people there. He's gonna be all like modest about it. But SJ is as OG as Fingersoft gets.
Very cool.
Mhm. Yeah.
So his fingers
Yeah.
are very soft.
yes. Extremely short.
So how did
I won't interrupt you again.
what role did you start with Fingersoft?
I did this and that, really. Depending
State
on,
secret.
yeah.
How many people were with the company when you joined?
I was number 8, and short after it was like 10, 12, I think. But
Okay, so yeah, your description of this and that makes a lot of sense. In those smaller companies, you end up being the person who does everything.
yes,
And when you joined, had you played the game?
yeah, I wasted many hours of my life playing HCR1 at the time.
Yep.
And so, well, let's just say I was working for another company for a while, and I played so much that my boss actually said, "What's that you're doing all the time on my Samsung Galaxy S2?"
I currently play on a Samsung Galaxy S7, so that's going pretty far back. And that one's old.
Yeah.
Did you move to HCR2, or were you playing it as a developer before anybody else got to it?
Yeah, I was playing it as we were developing it, so to speak. When the development started, we used to play a lot of matches against developers, and we thought it was really great and fun, and something we needed to bring to more people. And that's really how HCR2 was conceived.
Just out of interest, how long did it take to go from we need to develop a HCR2 to hey everybody, here is HCR2?
I honestly can't remember that far back. It's all a bit hazy. But yeah, I was really overworked. Looking back to it, I can't really remember much of those days. We used to have this house in Kempele, which wasn't in the city center, and we were working all the time, and it was really, really, really busy times.
Yeah.
Can I tell them your unofficial job?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, this is a bit of an in-joke. SJ is the unofficial pool boy from those days, because we had it was a spa, right?
Jacuzzi.
Thank you. Yeah, and no one else. No, everyone was too lazy to clean it, so SJ was the only one who bothered to actually clean that thing.
So SJ
That
was
was
your
his
original pool
official
cleaner.
title, was it?
Yeah. That's one of many.
I actually got paid to clean it, so
Really? I didn't know
You're a
that.
professional pool cleaner.
yeah, I discussed a pay for my services as a pool boy.
No idea.
Services, that was a funny choice. Did you clean the pool?
SJ, I didn't realise we were in business together.
Oh,
Oh no! Oh no!
Lord! Sorry, I've ruined everything.
So I suppose my next question is, which did you prefer playing, HCR1 or HCR2?
at the beginning, I really liked HCR1, but once we got more stuff in HCR2, I pivoted and started playing that.
Okay. I'm going to put you on the spot. Favorite car, HCR2?
Dune buggy.
Dune buggy. Okay. The 10% car that's used in Australia, as per Rhys's stats from last episode.
And what was your favourite in HillClimb 1?
I really like the cop car in that, and the kiddie train. I remember when we developed the kiddie train and started to work with the overheat mechanic. It was really fun.
Yep. I must say, the dragster was fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the dragster was fun, and the super diesel. But the super diesel was just a mile monster.
Mm-hmm.
So, we have a little bit of background on SJ. Do the hosts want to come in and start asking their own questions?
Well, I haven't really got many of my own questions, so I'll just leave it for you guys.
All right. JR, did you have a question?
I have one question. What are your hobbies other than playing Fingers of Games?
I'm a huge nerd. I play video games, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, and stuff like that.
There's actually a group that play Dungeons and Dragons in my town.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think that show Stranger Things has sort of brought it back to life a little bit.
Along with Critical Role, they really made it more popular than ever.
Yeah.
Yes, and there were so many other variants other than just the original Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
We have a group who plays Dungeons and Dragons in the office every week. Is it every week, SJ?
Yeah, actually, there's 2 groups nowadays.
2? When did that happen?
Like the end of last year or so.
Oh, well, there you go.
Do they venture out into any other games other than D&D?
There has been some discussions to try something else as well. Yeah.
Like maybe HillClimb Racing.
HillClimb Racing, the tabletop RPG, you mean?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm trying to put in a triple flip. Let's roll for it.
Critical fail, neck flip.
What about live action HillClimb? Next flip.
That's the Dudesons, homie. That's the Dudesons.
What about you, Rhys? Do you have other hobbies like sports or outdoor
No, I have
activities?
no hobbies at all.
Well,
No,
okay.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just like SJ. I'm just a giant nerd. I play video games. I watch movies. I listen to music. I do all kinds of stuff. Really. It's if it's nerdy, I'm all about it. Sports and stuff, though, no, yuck. I have to go outside for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and get all sweaty and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Ugh.
I was trying to think of something that Brobot could say, but nothing worked. Nothing worked. All right, I have some questions that I basically started writing down after the first podcast with Rhys, knowing that maybe one day we might have him on the podcast again. And I thought, what the hell? I'm going to write these down, because every time I thought of one, I thought, by the time the podcast comes around, I'll forget that, So I started just putting them in a little folder somewhere. So here they are. I've got 3 or 4 little questions that are a bit about the gameplay more than anything else, and they can be for both of you. Whoever wants to answer can, use their buzzer to buzz in and answer first. I'm not fussed.
That'll be me. I'm a loudmouth.
Did you get the buzzers in the mail?
We did not. If you had seen the state that the packages arrive in Australia, by the way, Mr. Australia Post, what's the deal with that? Do you guys just take them out of the airplane and then kick them to delivery? Because the stuff I send the pit crew in Australia, my God, it's been trampled.
Well,
That's
okay.
not the Australia Post's fault. That's the
when you talk about the actual kicking of it, well, Are we going for a drop punt? Are we trying to do a torpedo? Are we going to go for distance? Stab pass? We've got to work it out on the day. I mean, it depends on who's where and what's around them.
It's good to know that you're at least professionals about it. I at least appreciate that.
One of my customers, as in the company I work for Monday to Friday, is Australia Post, and they use our attachments to rotate the bins to drop the packages into the sorting machines. So I might take some of that.
So you're saying it's your fault?
Possibly. Possibly. But in saying that, I have been to site and I've watched them drive these things into walls. So it's not my fault.
I'm sorry, I derailed everything and I've completely forgotten the actual question.
Okay, so the question was, you didn't get the buzzers in the mail, you didn't get the coffee in the mail. That's fine. Just answer these questions. So when you play a cup and there's, 4 of you playing in the cup and we all get the same score. So, we all get 3 or we all get 5 or there's 2 of us on 6. Does everybody win a chest individually who's on that same score? Because from my perspective, I always win the chest.
Well, when you play a cup, you're not playing against other people. You're playing against recordings that other people have made in the past. So of course you're going to get the chest.
So, and everybody else gets the chest as well.
Well, no, because they aren't playing that match.
Ah, I see.
Okay. They might have lost. That you might be playing against someone's worst ever run.
Right. But they still got 6.
If you're that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like the numbers after you. Like there has to be someone. If you come first, there has to be someone in second, third, and fourth. So it's just kind of arbitrary. But like the ghosts are picked from recordings in the past. So the players aren't rewarded retroactively. Like someone is racing your ghost right now, probably.
Yep.
So yeah,
and
that's
beating
how that
me.
works. Most likely, yes.
Can I just add to that? Is there a time limit of how long they get kept for and reused?
I think so. Do you know, SJ? I think there is. Do we recycle those?
I'm not actually sure about this.
Yeah, me neither. I think so, but I can't be sure. Let's go with maybe.
Maybe
Okay.
sounds good.
Maybe. No, maybe it's 50-50.
We do update them from time to time, because like if we change
New
a
vehicles
vehicle,
and whatnot.
suddenly times are impossible, or if we tweak a level, suddenly the layout's wrong, and stuff like that. So sometimes we do have to refresh them. But yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
Can I please go on with that one? With keeping all the recordings, how big would your service have to be to actually retain that many ghosts going through?
Bro,
anything come up randomly.
You have no idea.
Exactly. So tell us.
If you can go ahead and beep this one. If I told you our server costs, you would shit.
No, I'm talking about the actual size of your server.
You mean like physical size?
No, as in
Terabytes.
capacity. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't tell you that.
Come on.
What do you mean? Come on.
Just tell us. Why
We can't
not?
tell you that. It's at least bigger than a gigabyte. At least.
Okay.
You'd want to hope so.
Change of subject. With all the top world record spots filled with cheaters, how can they be removed quicker? ? Surely it could work in reverse. A time that beats a world record by more than 3 to 5 seconds might need to be validated before given the top spot.
I mean, this is something that we, I want to say have discussions about, but more like we have arguments about inside the company all the time. We know it's a problem.
Yep.
But it's like fighting hydra. You delete one and 50 more come up.
Yeah, fair enough.
And the game is old, guys. Like really, really, really old. And it gets harder and harder to fix things. And every solution then becomes 4 more problems.
Yeah. Okay.
So just for any of you who are invested in technology, I'm just going to whisper something that's going to make you a little bit afraid, and that's technical debt. And so that's a problem that we and any other game that has like an old framework suffers from. This isn't an excuse. It's just sort of explaining why it's so difficult to fix. We keep working on it. You have to believe us because we are. But it's a losing battle. We implement sanity checks and they get around them.
Yeah.
So it's not as simple as just being like turn off hackers. Yes, no. It's very complicated.
I went looking for the button myself.
Yeah. Believe me, I think SJ's been looking for it for years now and hasn't managed to find it yet. So, but it's not there.
Okay.
We're working on it, but unfortunately, it is what it is.
Okay.
If you guys could like all pay us like twice, like just pay us your entire life savings, we can hire like 10, 20 times the support staff, and they'll be able to comb those leaderboards manually like real fast. There's your solution.
All right.
Only our life savings. That's a good deal.
I mean, how much do you want them gone? I'm being facetious now. That's me being facetious. This is
All
not
right,
the opinion of my employer.
Something a little bit lighter. Is the mono electric or engine powered? It sounds electric motor, but it picks up fuel cans and not batteries like the CCEV.
Yes.
Good answer. SJ,
Yes.
do you have anything to add on to that?
No.
So precise.
Hang on.
I picked the worst time to take a drink.
I love these two. This is binary.
I picked the worst time to take a drink.
My circuits are getting frazzled.
Mine too. If I had circuits.
On that note, sorry. We can now have a bit of
Trying
fun.
to kill me.
So the answer to that is yes and no.
Correct.
Do we have a maybe as well?
Not yet. You're not asking the right questions for a maybe.
Okay. Hey, Pete, do you want to ask that question at the bottom of the list?
I will ask on GTR's behalf because he isn't here at the moment. It says to both guests, are you both familiar with other community servers in HCR2, such servers as the Fairplay server, HCR2 World server, and others? These types of servers don't get promoted enough and could easily become more popular and utilized if FS gave them more of a plug.
Yes, we are very aware. We love them all. SJ spends way more time in them than I do. They're awesome. There's how can I say this? There's reasons why we can't promote all of you as much as we'd love to, and that's the simplest reason is that we are a company, and you are not, and we can control what we say, and we cannot control what you say. So if a really good server suddenly decides to start promoting, Hitler revivalism, that's bad. And if we're like actively promoting you, that's really bad. So there's no safety there for us as a company. No matter what assurances you guys give us, that's not going to convince our bosses
or our legal team.
Or especially our legal team. Thank you, SJ. They are definitely the first ones to kick our office door in. So that's the reality of it. And that's why it's like that we're not the only company who doesn't do this. No other company does this. And yeah, that's a problem, unfortunately, that we just can't control what you say. Not that we really want to control what you say, but at the same time, if we promote you, if we endorse you, what you do say therefore reflects upon us. That's why companies choose who they sponsor very carefully. And just ask Yi what happens when you start saying funny stuff and you're sponsored by other companies. They suddenly don't want to be your friend anymore. But I am hoping that we can promote some of you in a way that is not dangerous for us and is good for you in the future. We already have some ideas that's coming later in the year.
Ooh, that's pretty exciting. Little plugs here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. There's a second half to this one. It says, also, do you visit other Discord gaming servers outside of the game of HCR2 to see and interact with other gaming communities? This would help and gain ideas for Fingersoft Discord server to update it with better features.
Absolutely. Did you not hear the part where SJ and I said that
Yeah.
we're giant nerds? SJ, how many
Yeah.
Discord servers you in?
Tens.
Yeah, like
Only tens?
like not just like in our spare time, we're always in Discord servers, just playing video games with our friends.
Yeah.
I joined Discord the year it released. When we opened the French server, Discord sort of we got like a contact at Discord, and she saw my like original account age and was like, "Whoa, you're an OG," and I was like, "Yeah." But yeah, so yes, we know, we see, we don't just turn the Discord on and close our eyes.
Jackrabbit, do you remember when we were looking for the oldest profile?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember who the oldest profile was? I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
I think it might have been 42 points.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Out of all the servers I've got, he was the oldest account that I could find, even older than yours, Rhys. So you must have
my
Discord.
My Fingersoft account is pretty new. I only made it in like 2017 or something. My private account, my actual one that I use outside of work. I made that the year that Discord came out.
I never even heard of Discord until I started playing HillClimb Racing.
Oh, see, SJ and I, we're like elder nerds, like
proper nerds,
like vanilla World of Warcraft on like Ventrilo servers or Team. Were you Ventrilo or TeamSpeak, SJ?
Ventrilo originally.
Ventrilo, good boy. So yeah, like for someone like us, it was just like, oh, a new version of Vent, sweet, and we just switched to Discord, or at least I did. When did you join Discord, SJ?
I can't remember.
It was that long ago.
We do.
Yeah.
The TLDR is that we are, of course, we're aware of other servers. You know, we have friends, not only other community managers, but just we're gamers too. So yeah, of course we're aware. But
excellent.
You guys might look at our server and be like, oh, they don't do things that other servers do. This must mean that they don't care, or they don't see other servers, or they have their head in the sand. No, our server is run the way it is because I want it to be run exactly this way, and that's that.
Cool.
Yeah,
and that's really no different to our server either. We run it the way we want to run it.
People's like, why can't we have images? No, you can't have images. Go post them somewhere else. You know, that's it. Like there's reasons for what I do and what SJ does, and that's it. You don't like it? Join a different server. It's not like we're stopping you guys from making your own.
The one that gets me is, why can't I use my emojis on your server?
That's the exact same answer I gave for why can't I promote other servers.
Yeah.
I can't control what emojis people have. And there's a whole lot of symbols I do not want on the Fingersoft Discord server.
Because there's one that I use a lot, but you guys don't have it. So I'm like, oh.
Just make a request. I've half the emojis on the servers have been from people asking me to add them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah,
So-
I fully support having complete control of what does actually get posted within your server, because anybody that goes to that server is going to see, if that's promoted, that's what I'm going to follow. And if you don't want that, it's just a complete black ban.
Yeah,
You're running the server the way you want it.
A lot of people don't like hearing that, but it's my house. You know, you guys can build your own if you want. I don't like being sort of. I don't like putting my foot down. But in this case, it's like it is what it is.
To make that an Australianism, if you're playing backyard cricket and it's my bat and my ball, I'm not out.
Yep.
Yeah, but it is. It's also 6 and out, and you've got to go retrieve it.
But they've got a big dog. So Goose,
Cyber Bill.
Goose, do you have any questions that you personally would like to ask?
I can't say I actually did. I'm happy to run along with see what's coming up.
All right.
And interject that way and ask questions that way.
All right. Well, I'll open it up to the listeners' questions. If you want to go first, Goose.
No, the listeners' questions. Geez, how many questions do we have?
Just
Lots.
pick one at random.
Bring them on.
Oh, bring them on. Geez, pick one at random. Oh, hang on.
Don't go random. Just go to the beginning of the list and hit us. Rapid fire.
Yeah.
Hang on. It's a very long list. Hang on. It's like rolling down a full roll of toilet paper.
Yeah. You underestimate me. Come on, let's go. It's the rapid fire round.
Rapid fire. I'm trying to get to the beginning of the list.
I've already got questions answered already. Yes. No.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, we can't have yes and no's.
I'm just going to dub that all over the place.
Here's one for you. What made you come up with the idea of the Fingersoft Grand Prix?
I didn't come up with the idea of the Fingersoft Grand Prix.
How did the Grand Prix come about?
That was
Velky.
That was the community. I think it was Velky's idea, or at least Velky was the one who pushed me for it. She was like really adamant. Went above and beyond.
Too.
Yeah. No, it wasn't my idea at all. Community was like, hey, we really, really want to host a tournament. And I was like, tell me more, like how? And then they came up with this genius system that they use. And Velky pitched it to me. And I was like, you're a genius. And so that's that. That's how it happened. If you guys have your own ideas, just ask me. Don't be scared. And that, I mean, that is in like you guys, as in the royal you guys, the listeners.
Everybody, yes, everybody, yes.
No, you host, you get nothing.
That sounds like the prizes that we give out.
Hang on.
You give absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. JR, your turn.
Okay, here's a community question from Spooky. And he says, in honor of Rex Zoo, I have to ask, what is your favorite type of cheese?
I love this question.
Favorite type of cheese?
Yeah.
I'll give you a hint. This is not a trick question.
Me, definitely aged cheddar. Like black wax.
Or Gouda.
Gouda's good. Gouda's always good. But for me, like a good black wax cheddar and some crackers. Ooh, mwah.
That's good. We haven't had that answer before.
Is it like manchego with ash?
Ooh, manchego's so good.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There's like birch ash in the middle of the cheese. There's a line.
Jeez. My mouth is watering now. I had cold before.
You brought 2 chefs on this podcast. You can't ask questions about food.
Maybe we should ask about food. There's a couple of foodies here too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jack Rabbit has her own cooking company, so there you go.
Oh.
Yeah. SJ and I were both somehow coincidentally chefs before we joined the gaming industry.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Really weird.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with why we get along or work together or anything. It's just one of those weird things that just happened.
So you work
And-
for restaurants or hotels or?
Macca's. They both
For me.
worked at Macca's.
For me, both.
Okay.
Yeah, for me too.
How long were you working as a chef?
Well, I actually dodged a bullet in a sense, since during the time I couldn't find a real steady job in Oulu. So
Mhm.
after I got my papers, I tried to find a good job, worked here and there, and then went to study IT, or actually like.
Mm.
So yeah.
Avoiding cooking was definitely the best thing you could have done. He's smarter than me. I was stuck in the trade for like 13 years.
What sort
Oh,
of
cool.
what sort of style of food, Rhys?
I can cook anything, but I was originally trained in traditional French classical, but also French Japanese fusion, which was like the absolute hotness in Australia in like the late 90s, early 2000s. And then after that, I specialized in Southeast Asian cuisine, so Chinese, Japanese, Korean, that sort of stuff. And then after that, I specialized in North African and Levantine cuisine, so Morocco, Lebanon, like that sort of area. So I can cook anything.
Sorry, I'm still drooling about the Japanese French mix. That is a very nice mix.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was really popular when I was an apprentice.
Yep.
I'm sure it's
So
fallen
you-
out of favor.
You were in Australia when you were practicing as a chef.
Yeah.
So does this mean we can get some escargot California rolls?
No.
Yes, in
Just going down
Right
that
back to
whole
the yes, no's again.
Being a chef is awful. It's a terrible job. Don't do it.
Yeah,
Be a
you
community
have to
manager
work when
instead.
everyone else is on holidays.
That's why.
It's the worst.
Yeah. That's why you went to gaming.
Exactly. I really needed a way to turn my crippling video game addiction into a career, and
Mhm.
I managed to do that.
Yeah, very good.
Pete, do you want to ask a question?
Yes, I've got one here from Muzz. Why did you introduce adventure tokens?
Why did we introduce adventure tokens? That is a complicated question. Basically, as a way to revamp adventure progression, because I could be wrong here. I had been told this statistic, but now I think I'm making it up. But I think it's less than 1%. SJ, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's less than 1% of players have actually played any of the maps we made in like the last 2 years.
Yeah, something like that.
Basically, no one, almost no one out of our huge player base had ever gotten to the end of the progression, because the progression right now is or was called horizontal. So you sort of move from left to right, unlocking things in a certain order, and we really wanted to make the progression less horizontal, so that people could make it more like a tree. So people can actually pick which order that they want to unlock things to a certain degree. Obviously, there has to be some sort of progression, which is why the early maps cost a lot less, because obviously you want to unlock a few things to begin with, But very quickly, everything starts costing about the same, and in that way, you can pick a map that you like and play that, rather than having to wait to the end. This has been pretty affronting to people like you guys who are like the really hardcore player base, but this wasn't for you. This was for the general player base, and for a normal player, it's really not any different. Just that you have more options to pick from. But unfortunately, if you are at the end of the game, and you're just waiting on the next map, then you're gonna have to grind for it, which which can feel a bit sour. We know we all haven't figured out exactly how we're gonna make this better. It's a new thing that we're trying, but that's why.
Yeah. Can I also ask, why is it that when you've reached the maximum amount of tokens for every map, you can't collect anything past that? So you can't stockpile for the next map that comes out?
Because that's not the way it was designed. There's all kinds of different reasons, but we want you to play the game. We don't want you to hoard stuff.
But that's the hill climb way. We hoard our money,
Yeah,
hoard our gems.
I know. And
Can you give me
and
something to
you
spend 58
completely
million
ruin
coins on?
we completely ruin the game's economies when you do that. People are like, why stuff starts costing more and more and more and more and more? It's like, yeah, because everyone has more and more and more money. It's literal hyperinflation in the video game, driven by hoarding. You guys need to invest rather than save.
Well, there's nothing left to spend our coins on.
Yeah, true. It's I'm spinning this as a joke, but but like it's just the way the game is designed. We want you to play, and I know that you older gamers don't necessarily want to grind for new stuff because you're already at the end. But unfortunately, for the moment at least, that's just how it is, because this change wasn't made for like the tiny percentage of people who've unlocked everything. It's made for like the 99%. I swear it was only 1%. But anyway, it's made for the vast majority of other people who actually haven't played any of the maps. And we put so much work into these new maps. Like, we are so proud of them. The developers work so hard to make the art different and special and new, and no one's playing it. It's kind of disheartening.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Yeah. Thank you.
I have a question from DeBell. He's asked the question, when is there going to be a no fuel public event again?
When's this podcast coming out?
I'm going to try and get this out by Tuesday, Wednesday next week.
Oh, okay. So in that case, today.
Oh, that's interesting. That is a very good, good timing.
As of recording, next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
That's
over
an
to
easy one.
you. Over to you, Goose.
Okay, I've got a question from Celine, and I think it's a really good question. Like, and this could be answered by either Rhys or SJ or both. As someone who works at Fingersoft, rather than just an ordinary player, what things do you think should be added, removed, replaced, or changed in the game?
That's it's a very, very, very broad question.
Yeah.
Okay, rather than then what things do you think could be added to the game? Actually, no, let's go for removed from the game. What has become too complicated, or is a bane on the game itself?
I don't know if I would want to remove anything. Remove any vehicle that's not the bus. Like, why would I want to remove something?
Okay, then what else could we change?
Why are you guys asking me such open-ended questions? Like, there's so much I could change, but like, where do you want me to go with this? You got to be more specific. Like, there's all kinds of things we could change. I don't know where to even begin. SJ?
Yes.
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 You got to be more
We could
specific.
change.
Like,
All right.
what? Like, it's just like, what's your favorite ice cream flavor? What flavor of ice cream should we remove? Like, it's like,
What's your favorite ice cream flavor? It
Chocolate.
changes on per week.
JR, something you want to ask?
Okay, there's a question here from GTR, and he asked, "Is it exploiting the game if you close the app and open it again when playing a boss? Also, if you want to change the boss track by changing the language settings."
Technically, yes. That's an exploit.
But it's an open, like it's known for most players that when you encounter a difficult track, which I usually do, I go to the language settings and change it.
Yeah, that's an exploit. That's
Yeah.
exploiting a glitch in the system to change the way the game works.
So is that a bannable offense or is that a relaxed exploit?
I have no idea if support would ban for that. Do they ban for that, SJ?
I
Yeah.
doubt it. It's been mumbled in communities for a while. I don't believe I've ever heard of the support guys actually banning anyone.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I don't think I have either. So yeah,
Phew.
So I just asked a question. Don't ban me, okay?
Yeah.
Because I will not start over.
just shut up about it. How's that?
Yeah.
If something changes and it's not there anymore, we can blame you.
Yeah, exactly. That's everyone. It's now her fault. Sorry.
So Eva, you know what to do. Just edit this out.
So, Jack Rabbit's question to Rhys and Esjay was, "Hi, it's a lovely day," and they both said yes.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Mhm. Indeed.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on. Pete.
Okay, I've got one here from Fiery. What is the best thing about working for Fingersoft in your opinion? And why did Fingersoft decide HCR3 to be in 3D?
Ooh. You want to go first, SJ? I'm going first a lot.
Well, I really like how our company takes care of us as the employee. I really appreciate we got healthcare and dental stuff and all this. It's really nice place to work, and everyone here is so nice that I really can't complain about anything. So I'm just happy.
I agree.
Yes, that makes
completely, my
a
friend.
big deal, doesn't it? Being happy at your workplace makes you happy to work.
It makes you come in. Actually,
Mhm.
the slogan that we have is a little bit cringe, and I have to take the blame for that because I came up with it. But it's good games, great people. That's sort of Fingersoft's motto or slogan, and it's true. Quite simply, the people at Fingersoft are awesome, and they really do take care of us. So yeah, SJ is completely right. That's the same answer for me, basically. I mean, money's great and everything, but there's only so much people can pay you to put up with working around a bunch of people you hate and be treated like crap before you eventually realize that you don't care that much about money at all.
Mm-hmm. Money just pays the
why?
bills.
Yeah, exactly. And why Fingersoft is in 3D? Why not? Something new?
Mm.
We discussed it a lot. We were sort of divided, but eventually we decided that 3D with a cartoony style would be the way to go.
Yeah, excellent.
No specific reason.
Just a real quick one with the working for Fingersoft. Did you end up getting that popcorn machine?
We did not.
Oh, you'll have to speak to somebody about that.
That's it.
We really should. I completely forgot to actually.
I'm just going to have to buy one. I'm just going to have to buy one and get Goose to send it to you.
Please.
Get him to fly over personally.
He can drive over on the scooter.
I better get my Kanga working.
Yes, you should.
And yeah, thrusters.
Actually,
and
you might need
spare-
a.
spare fuel
You might be
canisters.
better off with the snowmobile, so you could like skip across the ocean.
Yeah.
Or then again, can't we just put wings on the beast?
That could also work.
Yeah, good one.
Just need plenty of fuel somewhere, that's all.
Mm.
All right. My question is obviously Lego HillClimb Racing has been released and talked about. There's a few questions around that. I'm going to try and group them together so you can have a little spiel about it.
Okay.
So firstly, when are we going to be able to play it in Australia?
I can't tell you, but
Okay.
also we don't even know ourselves yet.
Okay.
We're working on it. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Good thing about Australia is it's a really, really good early access open beta territory. It's quite often included. So I expect sooner rather than later, but yeah, we don't even know ourselves.
Yep. And RF Racing and both him and Cthulhu have asked the question when we will see Lego kits made available for hill climb cars in shops.
Oh, I have to give you the PR response, and that is we are currently only focusing on the Lego Hill Climb Adventures mobile video game. We are not doing anything else at the moment.
'Cause
Maybe, hopefully, maybe one day, but that's nothing that we are actually actively working on. So don't start saving pennies for pre-orders.
Well, that was that original question about when can we play it in Australia was from Wise. And then
If we can't start saving up pennies, what does we have to do with our hordes of money that we've got in game?
You will not be able to purchase any potential Lego sets in the future with Hill Climb Racing 2 currency. That much I can confirm.
all right. Well, Goose, it's back to you, mate.
Okay, I've got a question from our good friend who loves the old mono wheel, whether it be electric or whether it be power based. We don't know.
Yes or no?
And that's from, and that is a question from Daspo, whose idea was Pit Crew. Can you discuss the reasons for its creation? Who were the first Pit Crew members? And the biggest question I have of it, which I really don't understand, is why isn't Brobot a Pit Crew member?
He can be an honorary Pit Crew member. You okay with that, SJ?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, but very, very, very committal.
Yeah, sure.
Email it to
And
me.
you can have Pit Crew,
no.
and you can have Pit Crew.
So Pit Crew was my idea, but like saying like my idea is sort of implying that it's some sort of actual special, grand, interesting idea. Basically, every company has some sort of group for managing their influencers and their like community leads and like important people in the community, YouTubers, TikTokers, all that sort of stuff. Because you got to keep track of
Podcasters.
yeah, exactly. Podcasters,
Yeah.
very important people. So you need one. You can't just deal individually with these people unless you've got like 6 fans. So I wanted to sort of reward them more. And also make it easier for us at the same time. And so we just somehow, I think this Pit Crew just made sense because it, cars racing, they're helped by the Pit Crew, so that's why. And then that's why. And then later on, the branding that was done by one of our marketing artists who came up with the cool logo and stuff like that. I think the color, I just picked blue. Like I clicked on one of the Discord blues arbitrarily because it looked different from green and yellow. And that Pit Crew blue, ended up being like the blue that got moved into the official logo. So yeah, that's it. And the first pit crew members, I think they might have been Illinois and Vereshak. I think just the big YouTube guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
and
that
then
quickly,
and the mods too. I think 42 points was one of the early mods. Cthulhu definitely is one of the OGs.
so
Yeah.
in the new Canyon arena, there are helmets on spikes that are dangling in the breeze. Is one of those helmets a nod of the hat to Vereshak?
No.
Okay.
It's just a coincidence that it's the same helmet.
No, because Vereshak picked his helmet from amongst. It's one of the outfits in the game.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. It's just a coincidence that it's that one.
It's a coincidence. Yeah, we told him. I'm the one who had to tell him, listen, buddy, I love you, but you really need to change your helmet a bit, or otherwise these lawyers are gonna have to stop being intermediaries. So yeah, it's complete coincidence. So now his helmet logo is now reminiscent of, but legally distinct from our helmet logo, and everyone's happy.
But it is.
But we do love Vereshak. If you're listening, buddy, much love. He's probably not listening.
Because I remember seeing the helmets hanging in the breeze, and I just went, "Isn't that one of the ones that Vereshak uses in game?" So,
Yeah.
Anyway,
not a deliberate homage, but it's nice that you noticed.
Cool.
Goose or Jackrabbit? I can't remember who's next.
It's Jackrabbit.
JR's turn.
Me, okay. Question from OZ Dinonog. He asked, how long does it take to come up with designs and names for new vehicles?
I'm going to say SJ do designs, Rhys do the names.
Well, yeah, I guess that would make sense.
And someone else also asked one about skins for characters as well. How long does it take to come up with the skins and the names for them as well? It's a similar question. I can't even remember who asked it.
The answer will be the same for both. You want to go, SJ?
Oh, what?
Sorry, like you.
He fell asleep.
I'm not editing that out.
They asked how long it. I mean, we're not developers.
Yeah, I mean, Rhys does come up with the names for the characters, but it's he basically asks everyone in the marketing team to say which one they like, and then we vote on which one to go with. But yeah, the vehicles are designed by the development team, obviously, and yeah.
Yeah, it takes them a while, because designing a vehicle is a lot longer. For example, it takes me about 15 minutes to come up with a name, if I'm honest. So they show me the thing and they tell me how it works and what he's meant to be. And then I just sort of plumb my infinite knowledge of pop culture and useless sort of stuff and internet culture. And I write down half a dozen names along with a sort of a reason, what the reference is, because almost every name is a reference to something. And then, like SJ said, I pass the list forward to the rest of the team, and we're like, what do you guys think? And they'll give some feedback and normally vote, or just be like, these all suck, and then I'll do something different or whatever. And then, but the vehicles, that requires, scope. It requires programming. It requires testing. It requires... they have to figure out where it fits into the toolbox, how it's going to disrupt or affect the meta, what parts it can have. It takes there's a reason we only make 2 or 3 vehicles a year. That's why.
So it takes about half a year.
Basically, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Game development's kind of funny. Stuff can be ready, but it takes months to test and fix before it can be done. So it's a kind of complicated question, but yeah, about half a year for a vehicle, give or take, and the characters are a lot easier. We just have to sort of design a theme and have the artists draw them, but that's still not easy because they have to draw them in pieces, and then the pieces need to be like rigged and animated and all kinds of stuff.
Excellent. A real quick one from Bear. Can I be unbanned from the Discord server?
No.
Sorry, Bear. I tried.
I can edit that to yes.
I'm going to be Thanos. I don't even know who you are.
You should. He's been running cups for a very long time with Max GP.
That doesn't mean anything.
He's
We have 50 million. We have more than 50 million monthly active users running cups, my guy. But yeah, no. If you've been banned from the Discord, it's because you did something naughty. The mods there banned you for a reason, and if you want to be unbanned, ask the mods, not me.
Yep. Fair enough.
Follow the rules. That's me banging my desk.
So I have a question from Mbao, our Italian friend. With the introduction of this new chapter in terms of HCR3, will you be focusing less on HCR2? Because the game still has so much potential and so many things that could be added or fixed, reworked, especially from a competitive point of view.
Oh, we're planning to fully delete HillClimb Racing 2 when HillClimb Racing 3 comes out, right, SJ?
I knew it. I knew it.
It's gone. Deleted. What a stupid question. Come on, guys. Like, of course not. Of course not. Why would we... HillClimb Racing 2 is our biggest game ever. It literally keeps the lights on. Why would we just throw that in the garbage? We're not as stupid as you think we are. At least we hope not. Like, of course not. And also, HillClimb Racing 2 has its own development team. Every game has its own team. HillClimb Racing 3, Lego HillClimb Adventures, HillClimb Racing 1, Boom Carts, it's not even developed in-house. We just publish it. But all of these games have their own teams, their own budget. So what one game does not affect any of the other games.
Cool.
In fact, the only game that could really have a real big effect on our company is if HillClimb Racing 2 just stopped making money. Then we'd be like, oh crap. So yeah, no, of course not. There's going to be plenty of new HillClimb Racing 2 content. HillClimb Racing 2 still has the biggest development team out of any of them.
Yeah.
So are you saying there is a team for HillClimb Racing 3?
Of course there is. Has been for years now.
Yes.
You guys should pay more attention to our job listings.
Oh no, that was a tongue-in-cheek jab at there may or may not be a team.
Yeah, there may or may not be a team. Yeah, no,
yes.
There is a team, and they are very skilled and very passionate individuals, and they are so excited to show you guys what they've made. Because this game, HillClimb Racing 3, allow me to hype a little bit. It's really for the hardcore fans. They are so excited to show it to you guys. Like they really keep coming into the community office and like asking us what we think about this and what the fans want, and like out of all the new teams, they are the most focused on what you guys would like. Ironically, you'll probably all hate it when it comes out, knowing how the internet is, but believe me when I say that they are really making this one for you.
And on that, is there some sort of timeline that you're expecting? Is it?
Hopefully tomorrow. I think it was like around 4:30. SJ, can you correct me there on the release date for that is?
Wasn't it 5?
4:30 a.m.
Yeah, 5 might be 5. No,
Yeah.
I mean,
we don't
I mean,
know. The game's not
roughly
done yet.
this year or roughly 2024, not 3:15 on the dot on Thursday.
Yes.
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 I mean,
He's gone with the yes
So-
again.
to be less facetious, HillClimb Racing 3 is coming, but the game is only in like really early alpha stages right now. Like it's more like high concept and like it works. It's playable. It's great, by the way. SJ and I can play HillClimb Racing 3 anytime we want. Haha. But it's nowhere near product ready. So I can't say anything. Like if I say hopefully this year, you guys might get excited and it might get delayed to 2024. So I don't know, but hopefully sooner than you think. How's that?
Good. Looking forward to it.
Sounds delicious.
Yes.
But not before Lego HillClimb Adventures. But that's already out, so that kind of makes sense anyway.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. So, Goose, back to you, mate.
Since we've already had the cheese question, I've got a question actually from Swiss Cheese, and say hi to our Swiss Cheese from across the ditch. In your opinion, what are the two HCR, or what are the top two and bottom two HCR2 updates ever? I.e., team updates, adventure updates.
That's another hugely broad question. Okay.
Well, you like
Top
open
two?
questions, sorry.
Top two.
Yep.
No, open questions are good. It's just like when you give me a question like this unprompted, it's like,
Yeah, there's been quite many updates.
Yeah, but I can do top two. Top two is easily teams and tuning parts, in my opinion. I think those are like the best two.
Tuning parts
what
for
do you
sure.
think? Yeah. What do you think, SJ? The same or?
I'm trying to think another, but yeah, tuning parts for sure.
They completely changed the game, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
Like detuning parts. Is that what you're talking about?
No,
Like,
no. As in
The introduction.
As in like fuel boost and flip boost and jump shocks and all that.
Yeah.
They weren't in the game at launch.
Okay.
Yeah, and the invention of Kanga.
A lot of people forget that. The invention of Kanga took years. The invention of Kanga did not happen until we invented no fuel distance. And when we invented no fuel distance, you guys got real creative. And
Do you remember who it was?
No, I don't remember who exactly it was because we don't monitor every video game, every game session. But yeah, I remember the exact moment that it became meta. And it really impressed us. And the developers were like, "Oh, we should patch that." And I was like, "Don't you dare!"
Mm-hmm. Yep. You grabbed it and you ran with it.
I love the fact that you guys made a Australian kangaroo skin for the original Jeep.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. And came out on Australia Day.
Came out on Australia Day.
Yeah.
It was one of those things that made playing this game even more fun.
Glad to hear it. I really had to twist some arms to make that happen. Abuse my privileges.
Yeah, he sure did.
I will definitely get this popcorn machine to you. All right.
All right. And
I know I'll definitely personally deliver it.
Thank you. But about like bad update, I don't think any of our updates are bad. Maybe something related to adventures, seeing as I don't really play it much. No, I don't think we have ever made a bad update. At least I should hope not. You guys might not like certain things, but I don't think anything we've done has been objectively bad.
Yeah, no.
Except when the game breaks. Then it's like, oh. But we try to avoid that.
It seems to happen on weekends.
It does. It always happens when there's less people around. It's just the way things are.
That's because more people play on the weekends, I suppose.
Actually, no.
I know I do, because I literally don't have
Our
time.
traffic doesn't spike that much more on the weekends, which is strange. You'd think it would, but no.
Or, Pete, is that when you get all your Discord time in?
That too. Yep. That too.
JR, your turn.
Here is a question from Cap A, and he wants to ask SJ. Do you wish you worked with someone other than Rhys? Uh,
And no short answers.
I can hear
Not
SJ being
really,
like, I
no.
plead the fifth.
We can yes, no here, but it's not 50-50.
I mean, like I said earlier, I like everyone at Fingersoft, so I don't really care who I work with, since everyone is so nice.
Ooh. Legal will be very proud of that answer.
And
Yeah, yeah.
extremely diplomatic.
I can hear our head of legal clapping from here.
Pete, you're up, mate.
I'm just trying to read this one from gutter butter and trying to make sense of it. I'll read it word from word and see if you can make sense of it.
Okay.
Why don't we have some skins and looks that are from HCR2 to be able to transfer either to HCR3? Only looks, no extra parts or bonus GP. Oh, anything but only looks. It would be a draw for some players. At least give HCR3 a try.
Yes. I mean, so no, okay, I'm being silly. He's asking if he can move skins from HillClimb Racing 2 to 3. No, nothing is going to transfer from HillClimb Racing 2 to 3. It's a completely
Okay.
different game. A
Excellent.
lot of people seem to think that HillClimb Racing 2 and 3 like are the same, and it's not an update. It's a new game.
It is a new game. It's not connected.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's connected as in it's a sequel and it's in the same universe, but yeah, it's completely different.
I've got a second part, and this is going to test the pop culture of you. Have you ever been to the Echo side and meet the Great Malenko?
Only when I need to figure out how magnets work.
That was a ICP.
Did I win?
ICP.
I think I won.
Yeah,
That was a what reference?
ICP reference.
A what?
Insane
Insane
Clown
Clown
Posse.
Posse.
Ah,
Okay.
What a
That was the
strange
question.
question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a very
moving on.
strange question.
I feel like I won a
Um,
moral victory.
Okay, here's one from Bear that's a little bit for us max GP players. Again, the 1%ers of the 1%ers.
We still
I'm
love you.
becoming disheartened by opening so many chests and yet still no green beast skin. Is it possible to do something for those that have max GPs with a slightly better percentage rate for skins in chests?
No, that would be cheating.
That's straightforward. Okay, next question.
you want us to cheat because no. Ask your mother.
Goose?
Okay, this is a question from Farmer. I think it's a really good question around team events. Now, I know from your previous episode, you mentioned there's one person who actually works out the tracks and the vehicles for the team events. But when it comes to team events, when it comes to team events, why are some vehicles used more often than others? And there's certain vehicles that haven't been used in an extremely long time.
Well, the vehicles are handpicked every week on Andy's swim. Nothing more. There's no sort of evil scheme. Andy just designs events for you. He designs it. He decides what tracks he's going to do, what the theme's going to be, and he picks what cars will be best and or cause the most pain. He is a fickle god, and that's it. He really wants you to make
Cthulhu.
hard. Yeah, I mean, he really wants you guys to make hard choices, and like weigh what vehicles you have to choose. Because like if every vehicle was the same, like if there was an optimum vehicle choice, then for each level, then there wouldn't really be any strategy to the event, you know. So he does think about stuff like that, but most of the time, he's just like, you know, what if I do an uphill event and all the cars are terrible at uphill and they have really weird tuning parts, you know, like it's never something, there's not any kind of like theme. And as for which vehicles are used more often than not, it's like, again, just random. But I'm going to intimate that you are doing your best to refer to the tank without referring to the tank. Am I correct?
Pretty
You
much.
can intimate correctly,
Yeah,
yes.
in a way.
Yes.
Guys, look, we need to be adults here. Tank is not present because reminding people currently suffering from Russia's imperialistic war of conflict about said conflict, while they may currently be using our games as a form of escapism from Russian shelling, is needlessly cruel. Grow up. That's my message to everybody complaining why the tank isn't in the game. Remember, we are Russia's neighbors. This is very real for us.
Well said.
That is well said.
And not to take away from that, but I, for one, would like to say that I appreciate the fact that these events have become harder, and that there are people complaining about how hard they are, but if it was easy, we wouldn't play.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, also for you guys, Andy's really good at the game because he's been playing it for years, and
he's been planning the events.
Yeah. So when he makes an event, he's like, "Yep, easy," and then you guys are like, "Ah!" so there is a bit of a whoopsie there, but yeah. So Andy is one of you guys, as in like he's a really high level player. So when you put a high level player in the position of being able to make any event they want, they make an event that suits them. You put hardcore gamers behind a keyboard and you get Dark Souls. You know, like it's what happens. So we do know they can be a bit tricky sometimes, but that's because he makes them for you. And a lot of people seem to think that they're entitled to getting maximum points. That's not how this works. It's about getting a score and having the score reflect how well you did. It's not about scoring max points and then logging off. That's not how competition works. We understand that the scoring system could use some work. Everyone knows that, and we are constantly changing how the scoring works. We still haven't got that right. Once again, that's just Andy. They're like, this feels about right. Like there's not any kind of like evil computer algorithm. He manually does that. And he sometimes he sets the score too high or too low. It happens, you know. It's not mean. It's just how it is.
I love it how you've just completely thrown him under the bus there.
Yes, we need to get him as a future
I'm not
guest.
throwing Andy under the bus. Andy's amazing. Where is your team events, huh? How many team events have you guys designed this week? Andy's amazing. But
if I was to do it, I would make it easy.
Yeah, well,
and if I was to do it, I would make it hard because, like I said,
I can't pretend that he gets it right every time because he doesn't. But also, he gets
when he
it
does
right
get
more
it
often
right,
than
it's
not.
good.
And
Yes.
He's doing his best. And also, like, what is the best event ever for you might be the worst event ever for someone else, and vice versa. Look at those crazy people who play Mono Wars. Like Daspo, I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Like most people consider the mono wheel to be pure torture, but then other people just love it, like, so there is no one size fits all, especially when your audience is as big as ours.
Yeah.
So cut Andy some slack or he'll make the events even harder.
And since Andy he's actually a highly skilled player, why doesn't he actually utilize insider trading and actually have his own YT channel where he is releasing the events early to say this is what's coming up? These are the parts I'm using.
Busy for that. He's too busy.
He's too busy creating them.
Yeah, exactly. I have been thinking about getting Andy on a podcast or in front of a camera so you guys can talk to him.
We'd love to have him
would
as a
like
guest.
to speak to Andy.
We would actually.
Yes.
Let us know. We'll work something out.
Is his English? How is his English?
It's perfect.
Good, because I can learn some other languages. I've done 4 so far.
He speaks English and Swedish.
Jag kan inte prata svenska, just for him.
Det är M-tågen till Helsingfors. Vi stannar på alla stationer.
Sorry, I just said I don't speak Swedish.
I know. I just announced that this is the M train to Helsinki and it stops at all stations.
Jackrabbit, your question.
Here's a question from Gutter Butter, and he asked, "What are your to both Rhys and SJ? What's your very first 10K that you ever got in a team event, and a 10K for your adventure tracks, if you could remember?"
I probably don't have a 10K in team event.
Yeah,
Blame
good.
Andy for that.
Yeah.
If I've gotten a 10K, I don't remember which was the first. Damn, I didn't write it down, and I didn't take a screenshot and print it out and put it on the wall. I probably should have.
So you're not like everyone else. I know I did.
I don't. Yeah. You know what? I can remember my first adventure 10K. This is really easy because it's my only adventure 10K. It's actually 19K, and that's with the Forest. Using this Super Diesel, I think.
Super Diesel. Have you tried it with the CCEV?
No, because I don't like adventure very much.
Oh, but you brought out this
Actually,
new
allow me
currency
to-
to
allow me
try
to
and get people to
rephrase it.
play it more.
Yeah, but that's not for me. There's more than 100 people who work at Fingersoft. But no, see, I'm saying it wrong. I love adventure, but I'm really, really impatient when I'm playing a mobile game, and ain't nobody got time for a 2-hour run on adventure. I just if I'm playing a mobile game and like I'm not having instant fun, I just get bored. I phase out very quickly. So yeah, I love running cups. I love doing like time trials and stuff like that. In HillClimb Racing, adventure for me is like, yeah, it's really nice, and I love the graphics and the music, but yeah, I'm not going to sit here for half an hour. So yeah, my only 10K is the diesel. Have you got a 10K, SJ, in an adventure?
Yeah, I think I've got the Forest and the rally car, I think. Pretty sure. But rally car's easy.
Yeah. I think all my other adventure records are with the rally car. I think
Rally
like
car.
8.9 on Desert Valley, stuff like that.
Yeah, I can't do Desert Valley. My only 10K is on the Forest as well.
Oh, there you go. Man after my
Yeah.
own heart.
With the Rally, the CCEV, and Tank, I think. Can't remember which other one. But I've got a question from Inno. Why is it that every single vehicle reacts different with every perfect start?
Didn't we explain this in the last podcast? That there's well, even if we didn't, there's an inherent level of chaos inside the physics engine. So no two things will react exactly the same way every time due to the chaos inside the physics engine. If you want a game that has like no physics and that everything plays like the exact same time every time, go play Trackmania. Really good game. But yeah, our game just doesn't work like that. That's why. Especially when there's like there's sort of like a traction and grip system involved in the spinning of the wheels and the terrain that you're using. You never get exactly the same level of wheel spin.
Well,
That's why.
the throttle pedal isn't progressive. It doesn't work with pressure. It's either on or off. So you don't get that ability to modulate how much pressure you're giving. So you can't start at 3/4 throttle. It's either on or off, and then you've got to modulate with either the brake or letting go. So, and that.
But in saying that, it does feel like it goes faster when I press it harder.
I have been worried about cracking my screen from having pressed the accelerator too hard, in races.
Yeah, my Fold 2 doesn't like where the accelerator pedal is on that side. It's got a nice little round circle there.
I'm sure it's not the only device that has that same round circle.
Yeah.
I had
Although
a friend.
the Fold 2 screen is quite thin and flimsy, so I haven't cracked it yet. I haven't broken it yet. But
I had a friend
yes.
message me on I think Facebook or Instagram, something like that. But a friend messaged me and complained about my quote stupid little game unquote, and they had sent me a picture of a crack in their screen they had gotten from like holding the accelerator down too hard.
Yes.
well, the response to that is you can turn the thing 180 degrees and use the other side.
Good idea.
Sorry, that was the logical engineer in me.
Yeah, no, it's still got 4 perfectly functional corners. You're right.
Yep. I have a question from AUSNZ Alex, and this is kind of cool. Any chance of a custom track maker being made? It would be really fun to play community-made maps, in his opinion.
Maybe.
That's not yes, not no. That's a 50-50. Excellent.
We finally got
It's-
a maybe.
It's something we've been talking about for years. It would be really cool. If we can pull it off, that would be great. But it remains to be seen.
Cool. Well, I look forward to seeing
Just
it
like
if
a
it
glass
is.
Ross-
coffin.
Cross your fingers.
All right. I can't type when I cross my fingers, so can I uncross them while I'm working?
I'll allow it.
You allow it? Cool. I'll cross
Wait,
my
I'm gonna
toes
get
instead.
I'm going to get SJ to sign off on that. Is that all right?
Yeah, I'll cross my toes instead. Goose, your question.
I came across one from Captain America. Do you guys ever play the game just playing, or do you feel like it's working? As in, do you just play the game for a bit of fun to do, or does it feel like it's a bit of a chore because you have to do it for work?
Haven't we already answered that? We were both fans of the game
thought you
before
did.
we even got jobs.
Yeah, it's
But yeah, we played off work. SJ sometimes sends me WhatsApp messages at like 10:30 at night complaining about something in the game that he just like had a bad match or something like that. Like we played outside of work. SJ, didn't you restart recently?
Or yeah, I did because of the adventure tokens. I wanted to see how they work as a new player, so I made a new account and started playing fresh. So I've been playing quite a lot actually.
We do. Although
I
I
actually
don't play
quite
very
enjoyed
much
restarting,
personally.
like starting fresh. It was a good challenge.
Yeah, it's nice to start, and it feels interesting to go back when it's hard to actually get up the hills and stuff. Because when you're in max, it's just they stop being hills and start being ramps.
Yes,
but yeah, I don't play much on my main account. I spend most of my time playing the beta versions because playing the new stuff before anyone else is just way too much fun.
and since you are playing new stuff before everyone else, with HCR3, we know it's going to be in 3D. Do we know what sort of format it's going to take? Is it going to be a mixture of HCR1 and HCR2?
So I can't tell you anything about the gameplay specifically yet, but like a lot of people are asking if it's going to be like HillClimb Racing 2 or if it's going to be like HillClimb Racing 1, and like these questions are sort of like they're sort of your brain is only able to think in HillClimb Racing 1 and 2 terms, kind of thing. Like it's the game features 3D graphics and it features elements from both games. Like for example, Bill and the Hill Climber will be there, and Countryside, and similar music and stuff like that. But it plays like neither of them. But also it will be intimately familiar with anyone who has played either of them. Like you'll know at a glance And when you start playing, that it is a hill climb racing game, but it's not like Hill Climb Racing 1 and 2. It's its own thing. If we just wanted to make a game that was like Hill Climb Racing 2, we just keep updating Hill Climb Racing 2. That's also part of why Lego Hill Climb Adventures exists. We wanted to make something that was like a single player puzzle adventure game, but also with cars and with Lego and stuff. And so that's how that happened. The old head developer of Hill Climb Racing 2 had this idea for Lego Hill Climb Adventures for years and years and years, and he would tell it to anybody who would listen. And that's where the game was born from, passion. And Hill Climb Racing 3 is the same. The only hint I'll give you is that it is very, very and almost entirely multiplayer focused. It's meant to be more hardcore, more multiplayer.
Excellent. That's what I love. I love the team mode the most out of everything. Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to like this one a lot more just because I like the multiplayer racing. But yeah.
The only reason half of us are still playing the game is because of the multiplayer mode with the team modes.
Yes.
Exactly. And we understand that. And like I said, this one is for you guys.
I'm looking forward to playing.
Can't wait.
Me too.
Yeah, to only get a sneak preview of it.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Just so we'd ask.
Although maybe we've leaked screenshots in the past and you guys just didn't even know.
Fair call.
I might have even did that with Lego.
Thank
You
you.
guys just didn't see.
Jackrabbit?
There was a question here from RF Racing, and it says, I recall you saying that you have things like theater and all sorts of novelty items in the workplace, and the popcorn is about to arrive. And that being said, what are each of you guys' top 3 favorite things you think are the coolest in your Olu office?
Ooh. Esjay, you go first on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, our sauna spaces are excellent.
Ooh, yeah.
And the bar area, which we have, since there was a carpenter who did the things like the bar area in the whole. He did carpenter work there, and it's really nice wood. And yeah, and of course our auditorium with the big screen and really good sound system is really nice. We should have a movie night, Rhys.
Yeah, we should. We absolutely must. We have the auditorium that Esjay mentions. It's like a movie theater, basically, in the office. It's really cool.
So,
And
do we get an invite to this movie night, or
you can
I'll
get
bring
an
the
invite,
popcorn
but
maker.
You're paying for your own flight tickets. Also, what SJ said about the bar is really nice. We literally have a bar in the basement.
That's awesome.
It's got like this awesome, like it's like fully soundproofed because down there it's got like a karaoke machine and like a system, like a sound system and TV and stuff. So you could like you guys play D&D down there, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like people basically like anyone from the company can like sort of quote unquote rent that space for free. Basically, you just book it and say, hey, me and my friends are gonna hang out in the bar on Tuesday night, and then you just go and use that space. It's like fully soundproofed, and the soundproofing like is like kind of like a cork, and it's like around the walls. And on the cork is like this really cool hill climb racing mural that goes all the way around. It's so cool. But I would say my favorite things are, probably the racing simulator. I really love the racing simulator. It's like one of those things that like a car, and you sit in it and you play like, I don't know, you play Forza or so, or Gran Turismo or something, and you steer with the steering wheel and it moves the seat around and stuff like that. Like those old arcade machines for anyone who's older than 30.
Yeah.
And I like the pool table. It's very nice. pool table. And I guess I love the coffee machine. Does that count?
Is the pool table another pool that SJ cleans?
No. That's a different pool. We don't have a pool in this current office. We only have the sauna. We have a sauna and a gym. We rent pools now. Whenever we have like an event, like a block party, because we actually we bought an entire city block that was previously a university. It was a university, right?
Yeah.
And we just turned the university grounds into our office. So we have like a sort of complex. And in the middle, we throw these block parties in the middle of the block because we own the whole block and we can. And yeah, whenever we do that, we rent pools like what are they? Hot tubs and stuff that come on like trailers, stuff like that.
Wow.
This is what your VIP dollars pay for. Honestly, I'm joking. Most of it goes back into the game itself. We have all kinds of cool stuff. We have like a music room full of like instruments you can play in like an old library. We just turn the library into a music room. We have ping pong. What else is there? All kinds of. There's a bit of a nickname, like a self-deprecating nickname inside the company that the office is like adult daycare. Because it has like all the cool stuff in it.
Awesome.
But yeah, it's a really fun office.
Hey,
You have a
GTRs just wants to know, could you take a video of your office, like a walkthrough, and upload it to the Fingersoft YouTube channel by any chance?
Probably not.
Probably not.
It's like, even if you want to visit, you have to sign an NDA at the office entrance door. I'll think about it. I can try and work something out. It's kind of like I wanted to, like, it feels more like I'd be able to get away with a TikTok because I could make a few small cuts here and there. Like a proper walkthrough of the office, there'd be too much sensitive stuff
on the walls
for me
and
to
stuff.
Just go to
upload it.
one
I-
fun.
I just walk into the HillClimb Racing 3 office and be like, "Sup, guys?" Just point the camera at their screens. Yeah, nothing to see here. Like, yes. But
Just
but
go to all
maybe
the fun bits, like the games room, the pool room.
Yeah.
That's like Mark
that I can do.
Ruffalo at the opening night of the Hulk. He was actually broadcasting from his phone. The volume that he was listening to, he didn't realise he was Facebooking live from inside the cinema while watching the movie he was in for about 15 minutes until someone actually walked down and tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Your phone is still, broadcasting."
yeah.
And they basically tapped him on the shoulder and said later on, it's a really amazing idea. How did you come up with it? And he goes, "I was doing it."
Well, yeah, maybe we can work something out. I just have to be careful what I show you. Also, a lot of people in the company just don't want me to point a camera in their face for obvious reasons.
I'm curious about this mural in the downstairs bar area. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, that I can do. We have quite a few pieces of art all on the walls.
Yep. That would be cool. That would be really cool.
Definitely.
Do you have some sort of TGIF nights at your office, like to end the week?
TGI. Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah, I'm
Thank
sorry.
God it's
English.
Friday.
I remember how to speak. I remember how to speak English. Kinda. I mean, there's not really official ones, but there's so many different friend groups and different hobby groups that someone is always doing something. Like every weekend, the office is just slamming all weekend long with people doing things. There's always lights on, someone doing something.
That's very cool.
Of course, we do have like official parties. Like when we hit 2 billion downloads, there was like a proper party for everyone and cake and stuff in the office. But yeah, basically, if you want to have TGI Friday, then you just go and you're like, "Hey guys, We talk on. We use a program called Slack for inter-office communications. Anyone who's
That's a bit
working
slack.
anyone who works in tech probably understands or is very familiar with Slack. It's a bit like Discord, but professional. Like Discord for business, I guess you could
No
call
gifs.
it. No, it has GIFs.
Oh, it has gifs.
Oh yeah,
More gifts.
and custom emojis too. How many custom emojis do we have, SJ?
Not
Isn't
enough.
there like 5,000 or so?
Something like that.
And it's obviously there's a lot of them, and then Rhys came along and brought every anime related emoji along. So
I sure did. But yeah. So anyway, we use Slack to communicate, and if someone wants to have a party, they're like, "Hey guys, we're having a movie night at this time and this time in the auditorium. Come join us." Like, I think the latest one I saw is that we're having another watching party for Eurovision in the in the auditorium.
That's coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah, we're all pretty good friends. We don't hire people who are dicks. Like you have to be cool if you want to work with us.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be able to work there.
Yeah, no, you're out.
Yeah.
I just actually
Absolutely.
checked our custom Slack emojis. We have 1,161 custom emojis currently.
There you go.
There you go. Okay.
I hope you had
So-
to count them. But it didn't tell you how much to have.
Yeah, I did quick maths.
I could hear him carrying the one.
Yeah.
And how often do you actually see all those emojis?
Rarely.
The most commonly used emoji is definitely hide the pain, Harold.
Yeah.
Yes. There are many versions of that on our server.
Oh god.
Oh yes, we love Harold. If I get my way, I want Harold, like the actual guy involved in HillClimb Racing 3's marketing. That would be my wish.
You should get in touch with him.
Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
If it happens, you know it was me.
I have a,
Is that hinting towards a new character?
Oh,
Hide the pain, Harold skin.
the amount of money we'd make with that is just astronomical. I think you guys might be onto something. We're gonna hit up Harold right now. Did you guys ever see that video that someone got where they paid the Harold guy to say "Fingersoft sucks"?
No.
I didn't see that one.
No.
No.
Yeah,
No.
it exists. It's out there. He says "Fingersoft sucks." It's great. We love it.
Yeah.
We
Wasn't
turned it
it
into a
like
custom
Unity
emoji.
or something. Yeah. The team
It
Unity,
might have been
I
Unity.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in good It was in good fun. Like it wasn't like it wasn't like toxic or anything. It was funny. He said it at the end. It was like a long message, but he added that at the end.
Excellent.
So I have a quick question from Tessa Cat.
Good old Tessa. She can just ask me herself.
She probably could. But this is not for you, Rhys. It's for
Okay.
right? So she said she's asked the question, when did you both start working for Fingersoft? And that's kind of been answered. But she also followed on with, how do you cope with living so far up north?
Vitamin D pills.
Yeah, I've
That's
lived here ever since I was born, so I don't really understand the question.
Yeah, I mean, it's not so bad. It can be rough, depending on the person. Like I have a friend who lives in Helsinki, and he works for another Finnish game company. I won't say which to avoid doxing him. And he comes from America, Los Angeles in particular, so it's very sunny. And he he came here and he suffers not from the dark, but from the 24-hour almost sunlight in the summer. He can't sleep because it never gets dark. And he just goes insane. I remember I went to visit his apartment once. I walked in and I was like, what the heck is this? It was like the scene when you walk into like the murderer's lair or something in the TV show, because he had like blackout curtains pulled down like from the roof to the floor, and then around the edges of the blackout curtains he had like all these takeout bags, like brown paper takeout bags, like taped to the wall, like to cover the gap between the blackout curtains and the wall. It taped all the way around from floor to ceiling on both sides. And I was just like, what is this insanity?
Throughout the whole house, or just in his bedroom?
Yeah. Throughout the
God.
He was losing his mind. He's not that bad anymore. But yeah, so it can be bad. But actually for me, it doesn't really bother me. And SJ, he lived here his whole life, like he said. So it depends on the person. The hardest thing practically for me is the cost of everything. It's a modern miracle that we can have fresh capsicum up here at the Arctic Circle, but you pay for it. Like literally, that costs a lot of money if you want to buy capsicums in the store.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Tropical fruit too, I bet. Do you get pineapple up there?
Yeah. You can even get fresh pineapple.
Yeah.
They don't taste very great.
And do you put pineapple on your pizzas?
Oh, here we go. No.
Yes.
SJ and I are like forever divided on this topic. He's pineapple gang, and I'm anti pineapple, and it's an argument we've had since I think my first week in the company. So.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you've hit a nerve.
Yeah.
Yeah, I support the banning of pineapple on pizza.
I actually order pizza and add pineapple to it.
So here's a funny thing for you, a little bit of Finnish funniness. In Finland, after World War II, Finland was pretty messed up, like most places in Europe, and so it was very poor for a while. It was very hard to get food, especially like fancy food, and so around the time like just before, like basically the baby boomer generation, when they started to be born, one of the only sort of like foreign fruits that you could get in Finland at the time was canned pineapple. It was one of the only things you get in abundance, and so canned pineapple was like introduced to a whole generation of people as like a treat, as like this nice sweet food. And canned pineapple, it's good, but most of the world doesn't sort of think twice about canned pineapple. But that became like a cultural institution in Finland, and canned pineapple is everywhere in Finland, and in everything you will get. Pineapple is in everything in Finland. It's crazy. If you want a smoothie that does not contain pineapple, my God! Like when I came to Finland, I had a very no real opinion about pineapple. I was like, yeah, it's a thing. But now I'm like, I go away. Like I don't want to even look at pineapple anymore. so yeah, that's actually a random sort of fun fact about Finland, is that they have canned pineapple everywhere.
Well, there you go.
There's your story time for the day.
Yeah,
Storage.
that's
Yeah.
very interesting, because I'm very similar with tomato. Mum and Dad used to have tomatoes growing in the backyard, so we had tomatoes, fresh tomatoes off the vine, for 7 or 8 months of the year. And Mum would make tomato salad, and tomato salad consisted of a tomato that was cut up and had salt and oil on it. And that was tomato salad.
I mean, that's tomato salad in Italy too.
Yeah. But in Italy they might add some cheese to it or something else. So, I built up an intolerance to tomatoes. I love them, but I just can't eat them.
Hmm.
I think we've got time
Anyway.
for a couple more questions if you want to sneak them
I
in,
think
guys.
I was
Yes.
just about to say the same sort of thing. I think we're just about to start wrapping up. So, does anybody have any last questions?
I've got one last question
You can have one
from-
last round. So go.
Yeah. Okay.
from Andre or Andrew. Who is your favorite mod on the Discord server?
Cthulhu.
Cyber Bill.
And
No, it's definitely Cthulhu.
and Solus is actually listening, by the way.
He's the coolest. Solus isn't even a mod. Cthulhu is the coolest guy, possibly in the world. And he's cooler than we all are and ever will be. So he's definitely the favorite. I mean, that just goes without saying. Ask any of the other mods and they'll say the same thing. He's an absolute legend.
And USJ?
Cthulhu, I said
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, he said it first.
Yeah, he did actually. Sorry, as soon as I said it, I went, "Oh no, I'd heard that already."
Next. Come on, it's the rapid fire round. The rapid
fire round. JR, your turn.
From Cap A, do you ever wish you were doing something other than working for Fingersoft?
No.
I would love to be sailing the Mediterranean in a multi-million-dollar yacht and sleeping in a Tokyo penthouse on large piles of money with many beautiful ladies. But when it comes to work opportunities, no, not really.
Okay, cool.
I mean, come on, be realistic.
I love the Mediterranean sail and with the ladies.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, no, working for Fingersoft is a dream job. But if someone offered me $10 million, I'd take it, and you'd never hear from me again. I mean, let's be reasonable. Next.
All right.
Goose.
Goose?
Just a question, left and centre from Cam. What do you think of the V8s or V8 supercars dropping the Holdens and the Fords?
They did what?
The V8 supercar racing, they've dropped Holdens and Fords. So it's no longer the Falcon versus the Commodore. It's
what's left?
Mustang and Camaro.
Yep,
that's what I thought. Yeah,
I leave Australia for a few years, and look what you've done.
You should have stayed. It would have been all right.
Well, we did stop manufacturing Commodores and Falcons, so that kind of happened. I can't
trust you guys with anything. You see what I'm working with here, SJ? This is just what happens when I leave.
All right, and this is the clincher. This is the question of the night. All right, I've kept this one till last. This is from Swiss Cheese, and he's asked the question: do you prefer Harry and Meghan or Will and Kate?
Oh, yes. that took me a second. Can I say death to the monarchy? No, maybe I shouldn't say. Am I allowed to be a Republican in here? Wait, no. Republican has a bad connotation to Americans. Not American Republican, okay? Not American Republican. I really. Oh, yeah, that's a dangerous word to say. No, yeah, I'm not. I don't care about the royal family.
Yeah, I haven't kept up with the monarchy, so I have no idea.
Yeah, it's like they're just overblown celebrities, you know.
Yes,
it's
they have their own Netflix series.
Do they? Oh.
What's it about?
With the royals.
Who cares about this?
Well,
if any of you actually care about the royals, tell me why. I'm actually curious.
I have no opinion on the royals.
Yeah.
And that's why I thought it would be a funny question.
It would be really nice if Australia was a republic, but, you know, at the same time,
Agreed.
Agreed.
Well,
I guess
for any of you Americans listening, Republican in Australian term does not mean someone who votes for the right. It means someone who actually wants Australia to be its own country and not a member of the Commonwealth. Just going to say that so that I don't get accused of saying anything.
But then how is Australia going to dominate the Commonwealth Games?
Good point. It really is important that we continue to make Britain look as bad as possible at all times.
Exactly.
Mm. We have a couple of British people who work for Fingersoft, and I enjoy bantering with them about colonies versus the home country kind of thing. It's good-natured banter.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, yes.
Fair
and how
enough.
do you go with the Ashes are on?
Actually, none of us follow cricket, so it's not a problem.
That would be a bit of a problem.
It probably wouldn't be good-natured banter if we were cricket fans, to be honest.
Just
I
quickly
don't
on
know.
the subject of cricket. In my town, there's a few people that play cricket in my town, and then they go to England in the off season to play cricket in their on season. So they're just constantly going 6 month home, 6 month England. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Just to play cricket.
If you really like cricket.
Yeah, no, not
In
my
Finland-
cup of tea, but
We don't have
There's
4
some
hours
people.
now to explain to SJ what cricket is.
In Finland, everyone likes ice hockey. Do you like ice hockey, SJ? I don't think I've ever asked.
I mean, I'll watch a game, but it's not like I'm a super fan.
Yep.
Mm.
All right. Well, on that note, I think we should start wrapping this up. I firstly would like to thank both Rhys and SJ for spending a couple of hours with us and answering our somewhat fun, somewhat informative questions. Yeah, I'd like to thank Goose for coming on as an extra help with GDR away. It's been great having Pete and Jack Rabbit with us. Looking forward to editing this episode and getting it out to you guys as soon as possible. Before you leave us, is there anybody in the community or players or anything like that that you'd like to say a special shout out to?
Yes.
care to elaborate?
No, we love you all equally. It's like asking the parent which is your favorite child. You have a favorite, but it's a secret and you'll never tell anyone. So we love you all equally.
Excellent. Excellent. And
Right, isn't
SJ?
it?
I'll go with the same answer Rhys did.
You're supposed to either say ditto or I concur.
Yes.
All right. Well, we have a couple of pretty cool guests coming up in the next couple of episodes. We haven't formalized exactly who just yet, but we will be bringing you some more episodes very shortly. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of this community, Rhys and SJ. Thank you for being on this episode. And yeah, look forward to seeing what comes about with HillClimb 3 and hopefully playing Lego HillClimb soon.
Yes, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Pete, Jackrabbit, Goose, if you have anything to say.
Yeah, thank you for coming back, Rhys, and thank you for jumping on for the first time to SJ. It's been a pleasure speaking to both of you tonight. And yeah, just thank you for coming on again.
Anytime.
Same time next week.
Bring Andy
like
next time.
Yeah, would like to say thank you for appearing on the first episode of 2023. Again, wish everybody a happy new year. Also wish everybody a safe new year. Look after yourselves. Have some more adventures. Get further on your adventure runs. There are some people we'd like to get just 1 point further, i.e. GTR. But
And spend more money.
stay upright. In-house.
Sorry, I ruined your outro.
Oh, it's all good. Stay upright. Just get as far as you can and try to avoid your neck flips at all costs.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, good night, everybody. Thanks for listening, and look forward to bringing you the next episode as soon as we can.
Bye.
Bye everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.